Hello everyone, welcome to Manvi Tapes. The drawing outline that you see here is what I drew but forgot to keep the recording on. So this painting that you are looking at was a trial project but did not got sold. I got this image to be painted, but I'm looking for the artist who made this originally, because this is a copy work. The client wanted this particular work to be printed on a wood panel. So when I made this, I kept in mind that the texture has to meet the grains and complement the texture of a wood. There were two more horses with different horsemen on it. One was a British soldier and other was a warrior. So these three sets can look outstanding in any room. So this painting was a new painting for me, and see, I forgot to make a sword. So I quickly added on to it. I am doing a lot of mistakes in this one, but I'm trying to show it to you how the first trial of a painting goes. So keep on watching after so many mistakes how I turn out this image. Another thing that I learned in this painting was that when you resize the image, how the pixel changes and how to make sure that it does not spoil your painting. So when I was doing this painting, I tried many paint brushes to see which one matches with the original artwork. So I tried to bring the impact on this. It was a good learning experience for me. As per the client, it was a print of an artist's work. But when I saw the artwork, I felt after the study of it that it is a handmade work. But it was a challenge to bring a handmade painting texture and its strokes, that the look of a painting, into a digital one. So once I figured that out, I started giving details now to each step that I'm doing. There were many errors and I had to do it so many times because it was my very important instruction of a client that it has to be exactly same. Secondly, this isn't a traditional one. So in a traditional painting, there are chances that you cannot sometimes undo things because there is a lot of material and cost invested in it and you can't waste them. But in digital, luckily, it's very forgiving and you can undo things. You can easily change and improve. But let me tell you, this horse is a tricky one. And it was. When I was giving it strokes, I had to be very careful that it does not get deformed because there was no blending. There were only strokes of highlights and darks and midtones. So I had to make sure the anatomy is correct. As in previous video, I clearly mentioned in a horse painting, anatomy is very important. Now let's come to the drapery. So a lot of people say my drapery always comes out beautiful because there is a lot of blending and I'm pro in it. But this particular piece has drapery with a lot of texture. And like, can you see, I'm making tassels. Now each tassel, when you zoom into the image, of course this is a video, you can't do that, but if you're gonna look at the original image that I'm soon going to be sharing on Instagram, and if you are not following me on Instagram, then you should. In order to see the detail, there were many small details in this painting that had to have tonal variation also. It cannot be just flat of that color. It has to have the 3D impact, but with only strokes, no blending. So now even when I was making the pajama, the spots had to be exact at the right place, not only that, with exact same color and pressure. So I did it so many times that I had to keep on changing the texture and bringing the spots again. The reason you see there is a sudden blackout of the image is because this picture had to be without background. It was a transparent picture. The white background only was kept for the perfect drawing and color impact. So I had to check how does it look without the background and if there is any error. And I realized there had to be some shadows and highlights on the hands too. So I started giving that. If anyone is interested, I offer a change in background too, because this image is made with a transparent background so that I can A, print it on anything, and B, it can be changed as per the client request. The drapery that I've just made had a lot of texture too. Of course, with not just the theme of the painting, but I also see that the character also requires some rough and dirty clothes and textured clothes on it. The credit goes to the original artist who thought over how the theme and how the look of the warrior and the horse had to complement the whole thing. So now in the end, I'm going to give a crisp outline to it so that whichever object it is printed on, and I really would prefer a canvas printing or a sheet printing for this one, it looks nice, neat and clean. But when I'm giving lines, if you notice very well, I always say there is no crisp line and there is no dark outline. So I'm giving it with the tonal variation keeping in mind. So here it is, my painting is almost done. And I'll quickly show you a final look of it and how it will look when it is printed. Let me know in the comments below, how do you find it? Coming soon, there is another digital project that I got. We'll be sharing in the next video. Thank you for watching Manvi Tapes.